Man, that was the wrong banner. I don't know what's going on here, Coach, but we can't win. It is welcome, everybody, into week 12 of the Coaches Show with Blake Mauser on the sports scene. I am your host, as always, David Wood, and joining me, as always, the by-district champion head coach of our Toller Rattlers. I'm talking about Coach Blake Mauser. Coach, how's it going?
I like the sound of that. And hopefully, we'll be back here next week. Say more, but anytime you're a champion of something, that's always a good thing. So
yeah, the area champion. That's what we're looking at now. That's what that video should have said was area champion. The cover was right. See, I got the right cover. Just had the wrong video. I don't know what's going on, but it is the area round that we're going into this week. But before we get into this week, we're going to talk a little bit about last week, which was really, really good because the Toller Rattlers, they get another by-district championship over at Brewer Stadium, which, by the way, I want to thank all the folks over at Brewer, Janice Shaw, and all of the coaching staff and the superintendent over there. Really super nice folks. They were very, very accommodating and one of the warmest welcomes we've ever had to a facility. And want to give them a big shout out before we go too much further. But a big win for our Toller Rattlers, 49-14. And Coach, it was kind of an eventful night. It started off not so good. We fumbled the ball on the 49, and then they go a couple of plays later, 28-yard touchdown pass, and we trailed 6-0. But from then on, it was nothing but Toller Rattlers and domination and everything. Did the Rattlers need a little wake-up call, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's playoff time, and you see it at times. I don't want to say if it was nerves or just, what it was. But, we can't be doing that every game in the playoffs, I'll tell you that. But I was really like our guys' response. And we talk about sometimes good things are going to happen in games and bad things are going to happen in games. And so to come back and, get – it was all self-inflicted wounds. Millsap, we talked about, their quarterback was very talented. And we kind of figured they're going to blitz and things of that nature. So in terms of that, it was just, again, nerves, whatever might have you, who knows. But I'm really like the response for our guys, Gav. And really that we joked around. I think that was our first time trailing since the Peaster game. So when you said, I guess the T game, I'm sorry. So since the T game on that one, but it was maybe a good lesson for us how to respond. So we'll take any type of thing on that.
Yeah, I always tell Donnie all the time, adversity makes you stronger. And anytime you have a little bit of struggle or anytime things don't go 100% according to plan, sometimes that's not a curse. It's a blessing because basically you can learn more from that than you can when it's just way too easy and you're just, hitting on all cylinders all the time. So something that the boys can take and grow with. And they definitely grew from it, especially this young man right here. I don't know if you've heard of him, Coach. His name's Peyton Brown. He had 20 carries, 182 yards, all in the first half. He had one carry. You gave him one carry, Coach, in the second half. Only one. He didn't get any yards. So 20 carries, 182 yards. And he scored like 4 touchdowns. Big night for Peyton Brown, downtown Peyton Brown. I might have to change his name. I'm getting tired of saying downtown.
Yeah, no, he's pretty special. And again, we talk about all of his athletic accolades, but he's such a good young man, and also on top of that, and he's fresh. He wants the ball, and this is type of when the weather gets a little cooler, it turns into running back weather. So he's always going to be a big focal point of what we're going to try to do each week, and he's definitely responded and made some really good runs. And a few of the first runs, I told him he stopped trying to jump over people and go for one. But we were able to start getting a hat on the hat, and he's starting to see cuts. Well, he always sees cuts. He's got good vision for his size, and that's what makes him a good running back. And he gets in that secondary. There's not many secondary guys I want to go and tackle him. It's like the whole King Henry deal up in so maybe it's King Peyton from or King Brown, who knows. That the Ravens use with Derrick Henry, but he's our own Tractorcito or whatever his other nicknames are.
Yeah, my brother keeps telling me I got to quit talking about John Riggins and Larry Zonka and Christian Okoye. He says, David, get with the times, man. You got to talk about these other guys. And, somebody like a Barry Ward maybe or somebody like a Derrick Henry. Yeah, he reminds me about all these guys because He's got enough speed with him and all that power. And you see those little defensive backs, they just want to throw the shoulder or kind of go from the side or whatever. They don't want to go head to head with him. And so that makes it even a little bit better. But I know Peyton would probably be mad. By the way, I forgot to mention last week, happy birthday, Peyton Brown. He had a birthday last week and topped it off with a bi-district championship. That's got to be pretty cool. But he would be nothing without these guys right here. And I'm going to mention them. I'm talking about your offensive line, Coach. I think they're getting better every game. It's like I see more and more growth each and every week out of these guys. It starts with your center, Toby Combs, Sam Stewart, left guard. Right guard is Ryder Rhodes. Right tackle, Drew Cooper. Left tackle, Zane Graham. Those guys. Now I know we have a rotation of other guys that come in and do some work. I know Cash Clark comes in from time to time, and some of the other guys, you know who they are. But just want to give them a big shout out because without them, it'd be a little hard running against it if you handed off the ball and the guy's standing there.
Oh no, for sure. Those five have been a solid group all year long and keep getting better. And the neat thing is that they're constantly wanting to learn. We just had our athletic period and we were watching film from practice, and they're ready to ask questions and be coachable. And then I spent a long time with those guys, but also Coach Julius, who also helps me with the running backs O-line as well. He's done a great job with those guys too and getting them prepared. And no, they're a good group. They're senior heavy, which a lot of this team is, but and so there's a lot of experience there, but also some guys that filled in as first year starters and they keep getting better and better, and they're acclimated now. They're if you think of this is going to be game number 12, that's a full season. So you got a season's worth of experience, and so it definitely starts to show.
Yeah, absolutely. Staying on the offense now, I want to tell you the offensive line, most important group of players on your offensive team. And people argue with me all the time, oh, you got to have playmakers. It wouldn't matter if you had 10 playmakers. If you don't have an offensive line, you're not going anywhere. And so I always want to give that group a big shout out. Britton Rice, your sophomore quarterback, I had him down for six completions on 10 attempts, about 93 yards and a touchdown. Not a big yardage night for him throwing the football, but extremely effective throwing the ball. Now, you had a little competition because you had a guy by the name of Dason Watkins who's usually collecting all those passes. He got 2 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown, but he also threw a touchdown pass, 51-yarder to Brylan Feist. And that was something else, Coach. You're opening that playbook up a little bit.
Yeah, we've been actually practicing that probably since first day or second day of practice in August. And so we have a little period where we got things going on that one. And I told the kids this, but the play's called Water Moccasin. It's named after a kid that I coached in Vandergrift, kid named Graylin Spring, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago and something like that. And he was a receiver, and I kind of posted it to my I think on my Twitter account, kind of the both views and the same play type stuff. And I know I sent it out to some of my kiddos or some of the players that played for me back a few years ago that graduated with him. Graylin was a special young man and a special kid. And so, I usually name plays after people who hit and things of that nature, but that one forever will always be called Water Moccasin. And I'm glad it worked out again for him. So I know he was smiling from above and when that thing was played.
I tell you what, beautiful pass, nice tight spiral and everything. I saw Britton go over to Dason and go, hey, listen, I'll throw you a touchdown if you just won't throw like that anymore. I kind of like my job. I want to keep it, and everything. So good play there and really nice. Football should be fun, and I love the fact that you're making it fun, Coach. And I love that story because it shows what I always say, that coaching is about building young men and building young adults actually into adults. And those stories and the fact that it's got that human element to it, I really, really love. All right, going back to it, Brylan Feist had 2 receptions, 61 yards, and the touchdown that we talked about from Dason. Dason threw a touchdown pass for 51 yards, caught a touchdown pass, and Noah Yanish, 2 receptions for 30 yards. But this is something I got to talk to you about, Coach, okay? You got another guy over there. His name is Kelvin Murray. This guy, one carry. You only give him 1 carry because I guess he didn't do enough. He only goes 60 yards for a touchdown, and the sweet feet gets into the end zone. And then his little brother comes up and tries to better him. And Keon getting in the game and doing some stuff and everything. It was just a well-rounded night offensively. And again, I go back to that offensive line. None of those magical plays happens without those guys. And of course, the playmakers are the playmakers. Toller's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, no, I joked around, and I'll give you, we're talking about old football names. I joked around with Kelvin. I said, I guess, if you ever heard of Chris Carter, his whole deal was all Chris Carter does is catch touchdown passes. So I guess Kelvin's our version of Chris Carter, but the running back position, all he does is run touchdowns. So, the way it works is we're mainly a one-back offense, and Kelvin's doing an amazing job for us at linebacker. And so we're pretty fortunate to have Peyton there. But at the same time, no, Kelvin's a very, very he can play running back, I guess. He's
very capable. Yes,
he's capable for sure on that. But it's nice to have the luxury of letting him play more defense and being fresh and keep doing on that one. So and then Keon had a great year on the JV, and I was excited. One thing about building a program and getting kids involved and enjoying it is being able to get in a playoff game. And I know a lot of those JV kiddos you saw near the end, not many decaled helmets up, Rob playing. I remember my freshman year, I got caught up, and our head coach yelled at me go in when I was on defensive tackle, and I don't think I've ever been more nervous in my life. And of course, it was a lot of fun on that one. So I know what those kids are feeling, and it was a special moment. And I'm always glad as a coach to be able to do that with the young kiddos, because I know they'll remember it. And that's their plan is to be the big time players in a few years, and no better way to learn how to do it when you can get a chance to do that.
Absolutely. I didn't get to experience playoff football till I got to be a senior coach, because I went to Granbury, but anyway, look here. We got a question, I guess, or we got a comment. We got Jerry Owens. He's watching. He can't wait to watch the Rattlers hoist that area around gold ball. Go Rattlers. I tell you, Jerry, you're going to get to watch it on the sports scene. That's right. We are approved to carry the audio and the visual portion of the game. Now, like we were saying, now we don't know how long we're going to be able to do this. At some point in time, NFHS will rear its ugly head and take that away from us. But until then, we'll have the action. We'll always have the action on the sports scene, no matter what it is. But so far as the visual side, we don't know how long we're going to carry it. I want to thank our sponsor from last week, because without them, I'm talking about Family and Friends Orthopedics over in Stephenville, Texas. And Coach, they show up at the games, and they're on the sideline each and every week, aren't they?
Yeah, no, Dr. McGangus she kind of runs the practice, but Dr. Waterford comes with us, and they're two awesome ladies and very supportive. And anytime we need to get a kid in to see, a sports medicine doctor, they're open arms. Like, yeah, come on, we're open. And it's a huge luxury to have for our players and families to know that there's someone that we can get them in to see and get taken care of.
And it's good to know, too, that they care about the community, because when they give in to programs like the Booster Club and programs like the sports scene that is there for the kids and everything, that's given into the community. And when you care about the community enough, the community should care enough about their businesses to take and patron those businesses. That's what I always say. I want to thank W.B. Walker from Walker Plumbing and S&S Fencing. I want to get that out of the way, a little business, Coach. They are going to be the sponsors for the area round. And S&S Fencing, I've got their commercial. I haven't made WB Walker's yet. I will have it made before the game. But we're going to go to a commercial break, Coach, so that we can talk about some. Oh, before we go to the commercial break, I got to talk about the defense real quick on the game. Now, again, when you have a score 49-14, and really they got a late touchdown after the game was decided and everything. When you talk about our defense, and we got another defensive score, Caden Abrego hitting that quarterback in the end zone back there. And this is becoming a regular practice, defensive scoring and that sort of thing. But I want to run down these starters real quick. Caden Abrego, Hunter Michaels, I think they might be related. Cash Clark, Cash Money, as we call him, Anson Lamanek, Tylen Culberson, Cutter Kane, Ty McClure, who had a great game last week, Kelvin Murray, who also had a great game, Drake Owens, he's Drake Owens. If he quit getting personal fouls, Coach, which I'm about tired of, and then the Rover, Braylon Feist, Caden Pate, and free safety, and then your dime back, Noah Yanish. All those guys should be all district this year, no doubt about it. First team, by the way. whole team, first team all district.
No, it's a talented defense, and it starts with our D line, and they had a good game. And no, like you said, Ty had a good game. Drake linebackers are good. We talked about all week long about 13 being able to scramble, and yeah, they had the one deep pass, but that was off a sprint out, and it was a sprint out kind of throwback post, which is a good scheme. And we were there. We just got to see the ball and make a play on it. But no, in terms of that, there was another scramble completion. So I don't know if you remember the first game we played, and they had big 70, 80-yard passes that were off scrambles. So we had a huge focus that week. And then our scout team quarterbacks, which Britton is probably the best scout team district quarterback around, he'll give the defense a look. And our freshman quarterback, Callan Mitchell, did a great job of during our pass. So, hey, take off and scramble, and the receivers did a good job. And so it was something we were prepared for, and the kids did a great job and took with the game plan and executed very well.
Yep, your coaches, they all deserve a raise, Coach. All of them deserve a raise. You did a great job. Fantastic. And you got another gold ball. That's 2, Coach. We need a third one this week. Look at here. And again, I tell everybody, I'm not trying to take from anybody. I'm trying to give as much as I possibly can. It says, awesome to hear about you showing the action. Peyton's Aunt Brenda and cousins will be able to watch from Schertz, Texas. And that's what I'm talking about. I want to see the stands full. Nobody wants those stands more full than me. I know what it does for the guys, and I know what it means for the program to have full bleachers. But sometimes, let's just be honest, the older folks, they can't make it out in the weather. Relatives live way far away, can't make the travel, whatever the case is, and that's who we want to be there for. And also the guys, they can take we'll put these back on the YouTube page after the season is over, and they can go brag to their girlfriends about it week after week. All right, we're going to go to break, and when we do come back, we're going to talk about this week. This is a great week. It is area round playoff. It's against a team I've never seen, but I've done a lot of study on, and we're going to get back to it right here, right after these commercials on the sports scene.
Tolar Rattlers always look good and protect their yard. And you can too with an awesome fence around your yard or business. And the place to go is S&S Fencing in Granbury, Texas. In business in the area since 1966, they have the experience you can trust. Cedar, custom, or ornamental, you will get the very best with S&S Fencing. Check them out on Facebook or call today at 817-578-1823. That's S&S Fencing, proud Rattler supporter.
Family and Friends Orthopedics is now serving Erath, Somerville, Eastland, and surrounding counties and is here for all orthopedic needs, treating athletes of all types. Hi, I'm Dr. Jill McAngus, orthopedic surgeon and Tarleton State alumnus, and I'm now seeing patients in 3 convenient locations in Stephenville, Eastland, and Glen Rose. I'm now offering robotic-assisted total knee and hip surgeries, and we are welcoming Dr. Alana Waterford, sports medicine specialist, to join Family and Friends Orthopedics and treat all non-operative orthopedic and sports medicine ailments.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alana Waterford, sports medicine specialist, and I am excited to join Family and Friends Orthopedics at all locations. I am now accepting new patients of all ages at Family and Friends Orthopedics. We offer treatments including diagnostic and therapeutic ultrasounds and injections including platelet-rich plasma. Sports nutrition counseling is available by appointment as well. Dr. McAngus and I enjoy being part of this community.
Come see us at Family and Friends Orthopedics, where we take great pride in treating all patients like family and friends. Visit us online at familyandfriendsortho.com to learn more about us. Family and Friends Orthopedics is now serving Erath, Somerville, Eastland, and surrounding counties and is here for all.
All right, we're back. It is the Coaches Show right here on the sports scene. Hey, before we go too much further, I got to clear something up here real quick. I don't want Miss Owens mad at me. Listen, I wasn't saying that Drake's committing the personal fouls. He's the great Drake Owens. We know him as our stud linebacker. What I'm talking about is we've had a rash of personal fouls, and I think a lot of it's just our reputation, Coach. It's we hit hard, and a lot of teams can't hit as hard as the Total Rattlers. But we just had so many of these personal fouls, and we saw it the other night in the pro game. Somebody gets a 30-yard run off of a completion, and then he gets an additional 15 yards. That can be costly, especially as we go further into the playoffs.
Yeah, and we've it's almost a broken record. We've addressed it. I am proud of Drake. Drake's done a good job of being coachable on some things. And one of his early was just a targeting, which you see targeting every single time. He's just playing hard. So that's not all personal fouls are equal. I'll say that in terms of how they're described.
Exactly.
And some of ours, we got to watch how we stay and what we do and all that type of stuff. And yes, football is an emotional game, but we got to make sure we're staying under control. But I do want to know, and people know that we take it serious, and kids are accountable and they are punished. And we sorry about that. We're going to seventh period, but no, but it's always something that we talk about. Our goal is always 6 or less. And then sometimes I will say this in blowouts, which the guy gets to a blowouts. There's a little bit of human nature element to it where the referees kind of will be a little bit more flag happy in terms of that type of stuff too. So that's again, we just got to learn how to do that. But no, we can move on and talk about others. I'm penalties. We're working on it. We're going to be accountable. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I didn't want my Owens to think I was targeting Drake, because I'm not. He's a great kid, and she knows what I think about those boys. All right, moving on. Let's talk about Bells, because Bells, man, I've been doing a lot of film study, Coach. They go 5 wide. They throw it deep on almost every play. Are you about ready for this?
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you might need to look at your computer and what you're Googling, because I'm not sure. Maybe there's a different Bells out there on that one. Huh.
I'm just kidding. I guarantee you. Britain has probably thrown the ball more in warmups than they have all season long, or probably the last 2 seasons. This is a very, very heavy run-based team, and they are definitely a team that has had a lot of success running the football, especially number 33. He's their big bell cow. He reminds me a little bit of a miniature Peyton Brown. He's got over 1,000 yards rushing on the season right now, 16 touchdowns, and he's carried the ball out of the 537 times that they've carried the ball this time year, Coach. He's carried it 164 times. So a lot of the times the ball's going to go to him. Their quarterback likes to run it as well, and that's Brennan. He's a junior. He likes to run it. And then they have another guy, a little sophomore, number 4. He's ran it quite a bit. All of them at good clips, 7.5, 6.4, 6.5. All of those stats just tell you that they have success running the football. But we've seen teams that have had success running the football before go up against this defense. So in my view, it kind of plays right into the Total Rattlers' hands.
Yeah, no. So it's a different offense, and that's the thing that's tough. It's called the slot T, and maybe teams have heard, people from Liberty Hill. It's kind of like they're the big name in Texas because they've had a lot of success with it. But their coach came from Lockhart, and Coach Herman used to be the head coach on Lockhart, and they kind of ran through this thing as well. But no, you're saying that, yeah, they're the quarterback that has all the stats. Actually, they moved him back out to wing back, or their slot back that they talk about too. And so they played a new quarterback since the Blue Ridge game. And what's funny is he's a good runner, and so that's what they were doing. And so they needed a little, maybe just looking at him a little bit more explosiveness in that position. And so that's helped him out the past few games. And what's funny is him lining up at running back, he's actually thrown the ball more than their quarterback. So he's thrown the ball 3 times, and their new quarterback's thrown the ball once in the past 3 games. So in terms of like halfback passes are more common than their regular, but they're going to line up double tight. They might throw a receiver out there every once in a while, and they're not going to make any. They're going to run it right down. They're going to run trap. They're going to run buck. They're going to run power. They're going to run a fullback dive to 33, and they're going to make you like it a little bit.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, defensively, they're really, really good against the run too. And that is something that they like to do, is attack that line of scrimmage. Going to be hard to do with this Total Rattler offensive line, but I like this matchup because it's just going to be a good old slobber knocker. And sometimes on a Friday night when it's a little chilly, that's what you want.
Yeah, no, they have their version of Drake in 33. He's a really good running back, and he also plays linebacker for him. And he's very talented, but they're really the team that makes him really go is number 30, and he lines up. He's their tight end, and he's also played nose guard defense. He's a really good player, and we got to make sure we account for him up front. And then, like you said, they have a plethora of running backs that they rotate. Number 4 is a sophomore kid that plays linebacker next to 33. He's a really good player as well. Back end, got some returners. as well. And they kind of rotate in at running back. So a lot of running back stats, and they also play safety. So again, it's a good team. We're in the second round. You won't hear from here on out, oh, we're playing a team that doesn't look good on film. Like, we're playing teams that have won 9-10 games, and Bell, since their new coach has been there, has won 9 to 10 games the past 4 or 5 years. So we're playing a very, very, very sturdy, good program in a 3 area. So we got to be ready to go and match their intensity.
Yeah, they play. They're out of District 7. District 7. I think they have a team there. Don't they have a team in there called Gunter?
Yeah, the Gunner and Blue Ridge both. So I mean, they come from a very good district that's still got 3 teams alive. So they've seen good teams, but we're going to show them another good team on Friday.
Absolutely. Third place out of that district, 4-2 in district play. They only lost to Blue Ridge and to Gunter. 7-4 overall in the season. And don't let that record fool you, folks. This is a talented team coming in. This is 2 by-district championships, and it's going to be at Chisholm Trail High School. Now, folks, we've been there before. We had our by-district game there last year. Beautiful stadium, great setting. I think last year, if I remember correctly, we shut a team out over there and won like 50-something to nothing. So I'd like to see the same thing this next week. So, yeah, I'll take a little bit of that. Now, folks, Donnie's got his question up on the board. We're going to continue to talk, but Donnie's got his question up on the board. So I know Miss Brown's already answered. If y'all have answers to the question of the day, we want to hear your answers too, not just the coaches. I'm going to give mine. I know who I listen to. Defensively, Coach, talk about their defense. You've already talked about it and everything. I kind of felt like, just watching it on tape and everything, that this is a game where a very efficient passer who doesn't like to make a lot of mistakes, throwing the football, this is a way we can really, really kind of jump out on these guys and loosen up those running lanes, don't you think?
No, I mean, that's part of pretty much our philosophy on every single game going in, is to present different formations and motions and try to keep doing whatever we do and find matchups and try to get a hat on a hat up front. So if we need to get into 12 personnel, 11 personnel, or 10 personnel, whatever that might be, to be able to be flexible enough to be able to present and then just go execute and take what the defense gives us. If it's a lighter box, we feel like we can try to run the ball. If it's a heavier box like we saw last week, and we got to get into 12 personnel to get a hat on a hat, we'll do that too. And then still be able to present, get the ball on the edge and present a vertical pass game as well. But they do a really good job of keeping the ball in front. You can see not many teams scored a huge high amount of points. And that also goes to how they play with their offense. Their offense is a time, they're going to take a lot of time off the ball. I don't know, trying to find the right word for it, but they're going to huddle. It's a 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards type offense. And then they break one. And so we just got to be really efficient with our possessions and then try to see if we can get a 2-score lead or just a lead in general and make them have to try to play catch up. And that's going to be a huge part of what we try to do this Friday.
Absolutely. Hey, before we go a second further, I got to give a big shout out to these people right here. Last night, Coach, I know you were there. I saw you. I was there and cheering. That's why my voice is about gone. And these Lady Rattlers, my goodness, what a special year they had this year. And kudos to them. I don't want to underscore this one bit. I don't think you can. Magical season. Was this not the best season? I think they did set all the records for the volleyball squad for the Rattlers. Am I correct?
Yes, from the last year I know they made to regional finals, and so this year we won one round deeper. And no, I can't. I mean, those girls. You talk about just battlers. I go back to when they beat Peaster at home. Heck, it seems like yesterday, but that was probably a month and a half ago, whatever it was. And those girls just never gave up. And even last night against a really good boy team, where after the first few sets didn't go our way, they came back and clawed their way to the third and got after them. And then the fourth was a close set too. So I can't. Coach Terrell and her staff and all the girls, all the work they put into, what a great run. And anytime you're ending the season with a UIL medal, that's a great season.
I tell you, the girls very disappointed at the end of the game, but I tell you what, all the fans that were there, and I'm telling you that crowd was packed. Mineral Wells gym couldn't hold another person. We had a lot more people than they brought, and they were a lot closer than us. But I tell you what, everybody loves these girls, and they did an amazing job. Hang your heads high. I know we're losing a few seniors, and they were disheartened that they couldn't go to that state championship. But I tell you what, they can hold their head high because they are something special. What a great night it was last night. Just watching them compete, Coach, was just something special.
Yeah, no, they're extremely competitive, and I know, like you said, a lot of good seniors in that and on that roster at the same time, a lot of youth as well. So that's great to see. But now the cool thing about small town is now all those girls probably gonna go start lacing them up and go on the basketball court. No rest for the weary on that one. And I know Coach Hoffman and Coach Atkins on the boys' side have started their season out well, and we're excited for them as well. So
I'll tell you, Cindy Amell, she recorded her 1,000th point in basketball last year. So there's no telling. It took her brother 4 years to do that, Coach, but she's already eclipsed that. There's no telling what she's going to do. And that girls team, very, very talented. And I noticed a couple of the girls have even, I guarantee you, Carol's grown another foot. So, it's really, really nice. And man, I'm really cussing myself right now, kind of like you were last night at the game, Coach. I got to talk to you about that. No, I'm just teasing. I had the roster, and I was going to read some of the girls' names off and everything, but I've misplaced it. So, but they know who they are, and we know who they are, and we give them a good atta-girl for the fantastic historical season that they've had, and it was really, really good. All right, on to it, Coach. It's time. Here we go. The question of the day. You are going on a long road trip, and you can only listen to one singer or band. One, Coach. Who's it going to be?
Man.
Taylor Swift? Oh, my God. No.
Yeah. Hey, it depends on what era. No, I'm joking. No, on that. But seriously, probably Turnpike Troubadours are probably my go-to right now. But my mom was a big music fan growing up, so I have a good appreciation for the Beatles and some of that music too. So it's just their collection and stuff like that would be the different type of songs you get to. But Turnpike's got to go a few different slow, upbeat things like that for all types of things. So I'd have to go Turnpike Troubadours. But oh man, I'm kind of a music head, and I'm really bad on the radio. So after about a minute, I want to change songs. So I'm that type of person. Then podcasts become my thing. So a few podcasts might be good as well.
Yeah, like the sports scene.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, so I tell you, I'll give you mine, Coach, and I never get radio weary where I got to hear, because this guy, he's had all the hits, man. I'm talking about the great George Strait, the king himself.
King,
I can listen, man. I can listen to that all day long. Miss Brown says Moody Blues on trips. How about that? I'd probably fall asleep driving though, Miss Brown. I don't know if I could do that. Moody Blues. And then congratulations to the wonderful, wonderful season that the Lady Rattlers had. And of course, Peyton's grandma, she just loves them. I'm telling you. What a great week this is gonna be. Anything that you want to pass on that's going on in the school, or that you want to draw notice to, Coach?
I know I heard there's like a junior bake sale going on. I do believe they're signing up for a junior bake sale that'll help out with prom. I do believe in the announcements, but no, we got the girls basketball will be in Hamilton this weekend for a basketball tournament as well. Then the boys are back home, and the girls next week with Stephenville, and then on Thanksgiving break going from there. And then Thanksgiving break is going to start. We got the pep rally Friday, and so it'll be a lot of fun, and then well-deserved break for teachers and kids next week for another sprint to the Christmas holidays for 3 weeks. So
yeah, for 3 weeks. Wow. 3-week vacation, huh?
Yeah, no. Well, I meant 3 weeks it is a nice thing about Toller on that one if you're a teacher, but 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas, there'll be the sprint to the Christmas break on that one. That's more what I meant.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you, I'm really, really thankful for the community that we have and people helping support the program and helping support the Toller Rattlers. We need a big crowd out this Friday night. I want to see. The weather's going to be absolutely stunning. I've looked at all the weather reports, and it looks like it's going to be really, really good. You were wrong about the rain last week, Coach. So hopefully it'll hold off for these games a little bit longer. And just remember, teams that play in December are teams to remember. And this Rattler team, regardless if we get into December or not, it's going to be a team to remember. I will tell you that. I want to thank WB Walker again with Walker Plumbing. And I also want to thank S&S Fencing for being able to bring the broadcast for the visual part on Friday night. So we'll have all that going on. And, of course, the big watch party at Warren's backyard. If you can't make it out to the stadium, you can always catch us there for sure. Coach, have you been to Warren's backyard?
Yeah, sir. All right, we had a fire drill, so everybody's good. So they did a great job, and that was Mr. Garner coming around and lets everybody go. So I tried to mute real quick, but yeah, good job, high school on the fire drill. We did good.
All right, fire drill. All right,
yeah.
You go. Okay, Coach. We're going to let you go. Any parting words that you want to say other than the fire drill was successful?
No, yeah. Hopefully we're as successful this Friday as that fire drill. It sound like we did a really good job there. But no, to echo what you said, it was awesome. A huge crowd last week, and it's a huge blessing to see. And I took a screenshot of it and actually sent it to my old head coach and stuff like that. It's like, hey, a little different. And like, there was more people that will be at our game this week than that. They're playing down in the Alamo Dome, and there won't be near as many people if you take away the band. So I mean, it's kind of cool being in a place like that, like Toller, and why I'm loving it here, and I appreciate everybody and the support. Yeah, well, Coach, you can't go nowhere. This is we know where we got people that can track pretty good. We got a lot of hunters in the area, so you're not going anywhere. We've gotten accustomed to you, and we just want some more winning, and we're going to do that again Friday night. All right, Coach, this is going to do the end of today's broadcast. We will catch you next Wednesday when we talk about our area victory over Bells next week on the Coaches Show. Until then, folks, God bless. We'll see you down the road.